Hello. Welcome to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I just realized that the acronym, is that the right word, for Heretic Owl is HO, and HO is one of my favorite words. So, welcome, hoes. Become a hoe, subscribe to the channel. I figured since this was just kind of my first set of videos that I would just make a quick intro to put at the beginning of each of these videos. And please forgive my dog if you can hear him chewing on a bone. He is not a fan of when I talk to anybody except for him. So when I do, he has to be loud. But he's perfect. I love him. He could do no wrong. So, my intention here, I just want to kind of, like I said, set a little bit of expectation. My intention here is to talk about you. In the words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you supposed to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? So it all starts with us, right? And my intention is to kind of help you maybe get through some blocks, maybe see some things differently, get you to where you want to go, you know, maybe a little bit of advice along the way. And for me and my journey to self-love and authenticity, you are helping me heal my voice, obviously by using it. This is the most terrifying thing for me. But at the same time, it's like all that I can think about is kind of starting this channel and connecting with you guys and, you know, like connecting my voice to the collective as well. So thank you again for being here. Please, you know, leave comments. I would love to read them. Also, last thing before we get into the reading, I do kind of try my best to explain the cards a little bit, so use your own discernment and your own intuition to interpret the cards as well, because I might be saying the cards mean a certain thing and the story is connecting in a certain way for me, and you could see it as connecting for you in a different way. And go with that. That is definitely real. We all have our own intuition. If you are watching tarot videos, you may have a knowledge in tarot anyway, or at least a basic knowledge in it. So if there's a message there for you that I'm not saying, it is a message for you. So accept it, you know, even if it's coming from yourself. That is even better. So again, thank you so much for being here. And if you like the content, I would appreciate if you subscribed and shared. And let's get into the videos. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to January 2022. It's interesting. I actually switched decks. I was using this Shadowland tarot deck for the other readings up until yours. And the prior video that I tried to make, cards just weren't coming out. So I asked it if it had a message, and it did not. So I grabbed a couple different decks and shuffled them until one confirmed, I guess, that it did have a message. So I think that's cool, you know. Just, you know, like with me healing, having a throat healing going on right now, you know, I know like these cards carry a lot of energy too. So got to give them a rest when they ask for it, you know? But one of the cards that fell out during the pre-shuffle was the Four of Cups. So you guys could be working on manifesting something that you feel good about. I'll apologize for my voice in advance. I all of a sudden ended up with a sore throat. I say all of a sudden, but honestly, I think it's just kind of par for the course. But I have my water here. I'm going to try not to keep clearing my throat in your ear. So again, we're talking about January 2022. We do a 4-card spread. So the center card is your current energy. To the left of that is what's blocking you. Underneath that is advice for clearing the block. And then kind of the last card is what's coming next. Like, what's the energy that's coming next? We only take cards in the upright unless they do like a triple backflip or something on the way out and end up in the reverse. We also only take 1 card at a time. If 2 come out, we'll take them, but any more than 2, we'll put them back in the deck. And then last but not least, we do ask the card to fall out of the deck. If it flips in the deck like that, we flip it over and keep it moving because we do want the message to be clear. So let's get going. What's the message for Scorpio? What's the current energy for Scorpio? Current energy for Scorpio. King of Swords. Yes. Love that. This is, you know, the swords talk about your thoughts. So this is just having, like, being very clear in the way that you're thinking about your situation. I mean, she has the Ace of Swords there. So whatever that Ace of Swords was, like that new perspective, that new way of thinking, the new inspiration, brought her to the top. I mean, to me, this always looks like she's kind of sitting on top of the world, really. Like, these are mountains down here. And, you know, she's kind of in the clouds up here. So, and maybe you had to kind of fight your way to get there. Maybe there's some resistance around you. Maybe this is, you know, kind of, you're having to stand your ground a little bit, because just her position is just like, to me, that feels like a power position, the way that she's sitting there with her legs crossed. Like, no, this is how I feel about it. This is the way that I see it. This is the way that I think about it. You're not going to change my mind type of thing. And with the 5 of Wands being at the bottom of the deck, like I said, you know, there could be some conflict around you, or you've had to kind of fight your way to be in this position of power. Yeah. Let's see what the block is. What's the block for Scorpio? What's blocking Scorpio? What's blocking Scorpio? What's blocking Scorpio? Sorry. What is the block for Scorpio? I'm also kind of getting this feeling that maybe you need to kind of find some, like, a sacred space to get clear on clear on your thoughts. Like, you know, this to me just feels very serene. So maybe finding like an Airbnb in the mountains, or you know, kind of you know, just kind of like in a quieter place. And we have the King of Pentacles. Lovely. Like, this is so cool that you have two kings popping out here. You know, the kings are the highest expression of their suit, right? So they've gone from ace all the way to king. So, you know, they've gone through all of the motions, every which way that, you know, like that suit expresses itself. It's been through it, right? So, the King of Pentacles is, you know, obviously Pentacles talk about money, your health. It's also the energy of those things. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't specifically have to be tangible, physical things, but just, you know, like the energy of money, the how you're feeling about your health, like, you know. So with it being in the blocked position, or the thing that's blocking you, maybe it is your job, whatever it is that's holding you back. Or maybe you don't feel like you're advancing enough in your position, or you're to a point where you do want to advance in your position. Maybe it no longer aligns with your values. Again, you know, it could be your health, it could be your physical body. So maybe there's something with your health going on that is making you feel a certain way, where you can't just kind of be in your power. And we have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is collaboration. This is planning, putting in the work. So, you know, this to me even looks like a teacher, mentor type situation. Like she's maybe an art teacher or something, right? So it's developing a skill. So, you know, with that being in the blocked position, it could be that you're finding roadblocks when it comes to like training, or finding people to help you cultivate a skill. Yeah, the Five of Swords. The fives have to do with conflict. So, you know, somebody could be gatekeeping, you know, like that's kind of what this stands for. Like she has three swords. These two people are like, so, so yeah, so that could be what's going on. So how do we clear this block? What's the advice to clear the block? Look at this. Are you kidding me? This is beautiful that these kings keep coming out. I mean, like, you are just ready to go. Or at least you feel like you are, like, with all these kings coming out. So let me make sure you can see that. Okay. So Temperance, you know, it talks about, you know, like kind of patience, and, you know, it takes time to temper things. Like I always think about tempering chocolate and how, you know, like the alchemy of that, I think it's alchemy, but, you know, like where things have to be at a certain temperature, you have to add things at a certain time. and you have to keep working them, you know, like with chocolate, you know, when you're tempering chocolate, don't you, you have melted chocolate and then you're adding another liquid to it, and you have to just keep stirring it. Otherwise the whole thing is ruined. So she's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So, you know, staying grounded, but also being in your emotions while you're working this chocolate. That's what keeps coming to mind, is chocolate. But with the King of Wands, now the King of Wands is, you know, he's the entrepreneur. He's and I say he, but it's represented by it looks like a female on this card. And I think they're all females in this deck anyway. But again, you know, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to put a gender on anything. I just use he as a blanket term, and I probably shouldn't. But so this king, you know, wands talk about action and creativity and communication. So the King of Wands expresses himself creatively. You know, he shows up. He puts his ideas into motion. And we have the 9 of Pentacles here, which is independence. And but when it comes to money, it's so, you know, it's abundance. It's enough to share. Maybe you've had somebody that maybe somebody's coming in that's going to invest in whatever project you're in. Maybe somebody's going to show up with some tangible advice for you. It could be a mentor also. But this is like, you know, your patience paying off. But with it being in the advice on how to clear the block, it's, again, you know, kind of having the patience to kind of put the work in. But being sure to, because it's also like, you know, the king is like watching this tempering happen. So, you know, again, it's like having the patience while putting the work in. Like the result that you want is coming, and it's only going to be possible because you started putting in the action, you started moving forward, and you were trusting the process at the same time. So let's see what the I'm so excited to see I'm so excited to see what the final card is here. That was too many. So what's next for Scorpio? By the end of January 22, what's next? What's next for Scorpio? I was going to absolutely die if the King of Cups came out. So we have, I could probably move all of this over a little bit here. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups, which again is absolutely beautiful. And then the High Priestess at the bottom. Okay. This is beautiful. I'm so happy for you. I'm just like, this is so cool. This reading is just so cool. Like I said, like with all the kings that showed up, And the Knight of Swords, like here we are, we began with the swords, we end with swords. So, you know, you get through this, right? You figure this situation out and you take off. Like the Knight of Swords is fast moving. Swords have to do with thoughts. So it's like, I'm out of here. You know, I'm clear, you know, like I have this idea. I've figured out this situation and I'm taken off with this new way of feeling about it. You know, the hand is coming from the right, which is the future. So this is a new emotion. Like this is a new way to feel about the situation. So it could be changing. Like, you know, when you, as you're working through this, and here we have these cups here, right? Like, so she's working on this alchemy here between these two cups, and it's like the final product, you know, and that makes you just take off, like out of here. And we have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. So that to me feels like just divine intervention, almost like divine guidance. Like that, it feels good, like in your gut, like you know that this is the way. And it causes balance. Like, you know, Justice talks about fairness and the scales balancing out. So, you know, whatever this is for you, it could be an online business. Like, you know, you could, you know, like with this, when I was saying about, you know, it could be a job that's changing. You could be starting an online business. It could be your online business that's changing. And maybe it's changing in the way that's just, it's more aligned with your feeling. Like it's more aligned with how you want to express yourself. It's more aligned with what you feel, or how you feel you can express your love, right? And that's why it balances out, because it's you. Like it's nobody else, you know, like it's not you trying to make the business be a certain thing because you think that's what people want. It's you. It's literally in your image. And that's why, like, that's what brings the balance. I think it's also cool, like for whatever reason, this is popping out at me, that they're both sitting between two columns and there's a cloth hanging behind them. So I don't know, like for some reason, it's like, you know, there's going to be maybe a couple different options that you offer. Like one might be like extravagant, like a big, you know, just an expanded package for people. And the other one might just kind of be like the basics, just to kind of get people going with whatever it is that you're offering. I don't know why that came to mind, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So by the end of January 2022, this is where you're heading, which is fully in your own expression and your own identity. I love that. And I'm going to end it there. I look forward to talking to you in February. Bye.